All right, in this series, I'm going to show how I fixed up a Teac C-3. This is a nice 3-head cassette deck from around 1980. I fully took this thing apart, rebuilt the motor, put in new belts, all kinds of fun stuff. So, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. This is a 3 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz at 0 dB from kind seller on eBay. Oscilloscope. Hopefully this is hooked up okay. And what I'm looking for here is the frequency. So I don't know how well this will show. 3.03 kilohertz. So that means we're running a little bit fast. So I'm going to turn this way fast. Okay, slow down. Coming down. Okay, now that's approximately hit 3 kilohertz. Now the thing with this is I still have my doubts about the accuracy here. This whole process is fiddly, and I believe that as this tape makes its way through, progress on the tape, I feel like the frequency changes a little bit, it shifts a little bit around. So it is slightly inconsistent, which is annoying. So it's imperfect. And I suspect if I fast forward a little bit, we'll be able to see speed or frequency drift. Let's see what we got now. 2.99. So this is slower now. So this is annoying. And I'm not sure the best way to calibrate the motor at this point. So if I keep going, see now it appears to be even slower. It's saying 2.99 here. I can't quite read what's on the computer right now, but it seems a little slow. So maybe the best thing to do is I put it somewhere in the middle. I find the range of where this test frequency ends, and then speed things up a little bit. So now it appears to be spot on. 3 kilohertz. Oh, maybe just a little bit fast. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a point where this, you can only do so much, and then you kind of hope for the best. So there we go. I'm just going to leave that for now. But that's a really rough speed calibration. Next thing I want to do is try testing a different belt. Let's see if we can get any better. For comparison, here is the belt that came with the C3. And it looks to be pretty thin, which is pretty nice. This is the highly regarded Russell Industries PRB line. First thing to do is to pull that belt off here. So loosen that up, trying to be careful about not getting grease on there. There's also a very small washer to remove from the front, as previously covered. So there's our belt. I'm not sure about the accuracy of these, and I'm going to be the first to say I am not an expert. Approximately 0.54 millimeters. And then another section, 0.46. Now again, I don't know if I'm pinching this. 0.59, 0.51, 0.59, 0.6. But this is it's a nice looking belt. This is the one from Japan. And then gonna swap for this. Here is the Russell Industries belt. There is definitely a difference in the width of the belts here. So this is the One I got from Bai, Japan for the C3. And here is the Russell Industries one, which is, I mean, shoot, that looks to be a little over half the size, width-wise. All right, 0.54, a little bit more, 0.56, 0.57, 0.58. I'm gonna go with the specs on this one. But what really matters is how does it actually work when it's in the machine. So I've taped this, I don't know if you can see that. I'm not getting any tape residue on the inside of the belt. That'll go back into place. I'm going to replace get the fast forward rewind belt on there. Now you can see I've just totally greased up oiled up that bit of the belt there, which is not ideal. We'll get that later. Let's just try to get this thing on and then tidy it up. So I'd like to get it on the path. There it is. Try to hold. Go around. There we go. Now, of course, you can see that's just foul. It's made an absolute mess there with see that? Shiny, that's all oil. That's no good. All right, once again, it's IPA time. Patron saint of cleaning. I know that there's going to be some gunk coming off of here. All right. I'm not seeing any obvious discoloration, so that's looking better. So now, get the main belt on there. So that stays in place and it's down on the bottom, and now I'm just going to free up that lousy angle here. Pull that off. Okay. That needs to be under. And I think that's good. So now it's back on with the screws and everything, and then see how it sits. I'll play with fire a little bit. We're going to turn this and see how does that belt center itself, and does it hold? And is it wobbling? That looks okay. And then the underside, sitting pretty good. So I think I'll put the screws in. I believe I've got this reassembled, and as you can see the belt, I think that's sitting reasonably. One thing I've noticed is I do have some wiggle room on that flywheel, so that's going to be interesting. And I do have the ability to adjust it slightly in the back. So back in the machine it goes. Okay. Rewind. Good. Okay, we'll go back to the beginning and then test playback. We've got our new belt here. So there's play. Rewind. Fast forward. Play. Okay, 3 kilohertz test tape. I have previously tried to calibrate the motor, and now what I'm looking for is speed accuracy and to get a measurement of the WRMS wow and flutter. So the wow and flutter will come from the computer, which I should have an overlay of the software there. And then I can also measure, using this oscilloscope, the approximate tape speed. So 3 kilohertz is actually playing at 3.03 3, 4, somewhere in there. It's not perfect, but as long as it's close, I'm a pretty happy guy. Now, the ideal thing would be that the speed is also consistent, but that is a whole other can of worms. Computer currently says 3020, so that's 3.02 kilohertz. And you can see WoW and Flutter is wavering a bit, but 0.011%. You know what? I'm okay with that. And sometimes it dips down a little bit closer to 0.1, which is fantastic. 0.08 is the original spec, I think. And so if I've got it down to this level, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. So 0.12, you know, that's okay by me. So maybe I can slow the motor down a little bit because it does seem to be wavering and sitting a little bit high. But even then, it's pretty close. So this is all part of the fun of recalibrating a tape deck.